My name is Donald Thomas. Everybody know me by Z Black. From Long Beach, Long Island. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I was destined to be a bad guy. I was a very hateful young kid growing up. You know, people, moms, when I'm from Long Beach, everybody moms hated me. I was in the streets. I was everywhere. Man. I was breaking the parking meters. I was burglarizing. I was robbing people's houses. I was a 9-year-old terror, man. I was one of the worst. I think I was the worst kid in Long Island at the time. I inflicted a lot of pain on a lot of people. Everybody wanted to see either me get killed or be in prison for the rest of my life. But I was never the type of dude to take advantage of a little guy or a guy that couldn't. You know, I always went out to the big fishes, you know what I'm saying? If you was tough, then I won't say. And I never liked a bully in my life. I can't stand bullies, man. Those are guys I hurt. If you see a guy that really know what he's doing, he's not boastful, they ain't gonna put it out there. He's smooth with it. And some guys get cocky with it, just knock people out and do that. You know, I was never one of them type of guys. You know, I prefer to walk away from you before I hit your shot here. That's today.
No, yesterday.
I had a dude ask me a few minutes ago, about 3 hours ago. He said, "They let you out?" I looked at him like that. I said, "That's how you feel?" He said, "You know I am." I said, "I don't care. I don't care you ain't. There's only two things people wish for me. They sit back, wait. You know how you waiting for the big punch, big knockout? You want to see if I'm running around here and start extorting people and putting pressure on guys again. That's what they're waiting on. So they can kill me. But that ain't gonna happen. When I walk through the streets, I can see guys like whisper to another guy, "Yo, that's the black guy." These dudes are more afraid. See, they didn't know me. Don't nobody in Long Island know me, man. They just heard that name, and they put so many stories with that name. And it was like that one day I was on terrorist, man. One time I came around the corner. Somebody told somebody I was coming around the corner. Every kid on the block went and got their gun. Every kid on the block. I'm talking, you see the gun sticking out. And I walked down the block, and I stopped at this one guy. I said, "Come here, man." He said, "What's up?" He had a big old 4-pound, 45 Mac. He said, "You're a black man. We ain't having him out here." I said, "Man, make jack up." But their real desire is to never see me again. And I grew up in a family of 5 boys and 3 girls. You know, rough family. I didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot. You know, and it got to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, we was fighting over whatever we can get, like crumbs and nothing. At the age of 7, man, my brothers, man, you know, my brothers raped me. My brothers raped me. That took a lot out of me, man. Made me. I couldn't trust nobody after that. I used to walk the streets, man, at the age of 7, 8 years old, man, like month on end, man, nothing to eat, no clothes to change, just to keep them going back there. I believe because I was different, man. I was the type. I always thought I was a tough kid. I always thought I was a tough kid growing up. I used to jump out the window and be on the street before they got on this block. You got this selling weed, stealing and robbing at that age, you know what I mean? Young age. They ain't like that, man. You understand? Even though they was doing the same thing. I didn't think they really loved me. You couldn't love me to do that to me. But see, before all that happened though, I had went to my mother with it. When she beat me like she beat me, I knew she didn't care about it. But after that, it was over. My life completely changed. I never changed. I never trusted anybody ever again. It took me a long time to trust anybody. So I have a hard time with that today. Because of what I was going through at the time, man, as a kid. Made me so angry. And that's when my life turned. That's when my whole life changed. I was robbing, I was stabbing people. I'm talking about the age of like 12, 13 minutes. I robbed a taxi driver with a butcher knife and cut his throat for a little $5. I always treated the guy that I cut loose on as if he was my brother that raped me. That's how much anger I have. That's how serious it got with me. I didn't care about your family hurting. I didn't care about you laying in the hospital. That was my goal. I ain't worried about you doing nothing to me. At the same time, not only that, I didn't care about dying at the same. Because I knew I was capable of doing it. I know where it starts at. It started right, I just told you where it started with me. And it's all through here. That's why you got kids in these gangs, just running around here doing these gangs, just carrying these guns. They got a lot of resentment, they got a lot of hatred in them. And it starts at home, it don't start in the streets. I see a lot of young kids in the streets who just like me, how they got lost, how I got lost. Might have been a little different from mine, but I can tell now that if you don't have no direction, man, it don't matter how old you is, you lose this game. You'll lose. And kids is doing it now, I see that every day. Even sometimes I see her leave me up on the block, I'll be like, and I see some shorties, I talk to them, man. This is what you do, what you think is a joke, it's real, man, because when it all boils down and you carrying that big thing right there, when it all boils down, you pay for it in the end. How did I know? Because I done it. Z Black. Mackie was a bad boy, boxing out of North Philly. And he had a gang called the Gangsters back in the 70s. I ran across him one day, he was going to Philly, so he said, I want to talk to you. I said, yo, man, I want to join that gang. I want to get down with your team. He's like, you serious? He said, meet me back up here Monday. And I was living in California, in Hempstead. He brought all his team around. He said, yo, we're going to have to fight this dude right here. He said, y'all going to have to shake out. So I said, I think I was 13 years old. And we shook, me, this kid named Reggie Young, we shook like two pit bulls. We shook. Once they broke it up, they said, he already had his name was Red. And this guy, and Mackie said, listen, he said, being too young, he said, who here name that you want? He said, out of 30 people, he said, pick a name out of anybody here you want. And there's a dude named Charles, but his name was Z Black. I said, what's your name again? He said, Z Black. I said, I want that name right there. And that's how Z Black came. That's where it started at. Never had no friends. Never. I ain't gonna lie, I never had a friend. It took me a long time, man, to even talk about this. I glorify everything else I did, but the real things that hurted me, I didn't never talk to about. I don't like a liar. Can't say that. Liars give me flashbacks. Lie to me about something. And you don't have to. I learned all my stuff in prison. When I first went upstate to Warwick, and they had some guys, some Brooklyn brothers, man, that I ran into. That was really good. Like I said, that 52 thing, they was really good at it. I always knew how to do a little something, but them dudes was really good at it, so, and I wanted to learn that because I thought it was cute, it was fly. But when I went to Elmira, they sent me to Comstock at the age of 16. And I walked in that yard. I couldn't believe how many dudes out there that was just as good as the guys that was on TV. Just as good as the guys that was on TV. And I just sit back, I said, yo, I want to do that. Like as a kid growing up, I always knew I could scrap, I always could scrap. I said, you know, I want to be good at this. I don't just want to be apt, I want to be really good at this here. And by me being angry where I was, I put so much time to learn how to defend myself that that's all I did. And I caught this old time out of Brooklyn named K.O. Smith, the best I ever seen. I'm talking the best I ever seen. I seen some bad boys, but I ain't seen nothing like him. I seen the Glass Man, I seen the Shy, I seen all these old, not like K.O. Smith. And I talked to him and I said, listen, I want to learn how to do that. And didn't know that he was Muhammad Ali's sparring partner. Once he taught me this stuff, and I honed my skills because I would go back to my cell and still work on the things he showed me how to do. You understand what I'm saying? And I just got better and kept getting better and kept getting. And once I became good at it, and they started having tournaments where you boxing from guys from the streets coming in and the work I was putting in, I felt that was like the highlight of my life at the time. But that's the only thing I owned. You understand what I'm saying? I felt good about myself. That was the only thing that like boost my self-esteem up in my life at that time. But when I was growing up and I had it and I was doing my thing with it, I sparred with some of the best, this is a fact, I sparred with some of the best heavyweight champions in the world, Paul. At the age of 19 and 20. I sparred against Larry Holmes, Eastern Pennsylvania. That's where he's from. I went all the way down. I sparred against Joe Frazier, two sons, Marvin and Marv from North Philly. I went down to Chicago and sparred against Pinker Thomas, the heavyweight champion at the time. The one that Mike Tyson beat. Tim Weatherspoon. I worked with some of the baddest dudes in the game. You understand what I'm saying? I was about to get with Holyfield, but I caught a bid. I was just waiting to go to jail. I was so comfortable putting the handcuffs on App. You know, I was like, he didn't have to take it off because I knew I'd be at another 15, 20 minutes. As soon as I leave your house, I'll be over in the county jail. You can bet on that. I really matter of fact, I was about to turn pro in 1980, 81. I caught a bid, man. But I was so good at it. I was 20 years old, 21 years old. I was so good at it. And the guys because I used to go all over, they used to call me up. You know, even some of the great middleweights, Mike McCullough, the body snatcher out of Brooklyn, you understand what I'm saying? Middleweight champion, he used to call me up. I used to come out here and shake with him and go 4 or 5 rounds with him and stuff like that there. Well, anyway, right, these guys were really good. And when it came to that boxing, these dudes were really good. Talking about their slip game was good, their foot game was tight, and you know, they knew how to put things together. But I was never felt like inferior. I always felt like, no, just average. That's how I always felt. Y'all just average. I never felt like, you know, man, this thing get down. I ain't gonna be in the hand. I don't know if I can rock. I never felt like that. Matter of fact, I used to always tell guys, listen, you really good at that? Yeah. Let me see what you got. And test my skill like I was a dingo dog. You see what I'm saying? Dingo dog, they test their skills each other. I always felt like I was good enough to beat anybody in the world, man. I never felt inferior or like, man, I don't know if I can get at this dude because he got this and that and I heard about this. It didn't matter, of course. The key to that game for me is that I always let you make a mistake. So you're gonna be patient. But I'm gonna make you pay for that mistake you made. I never felt like that. Even when I was around James Cooper, Lenny Grayton. These dudes are martial art guys, man. I'm talking pick apples out the air and sword type dudes. You understand what I'm saying? These guys, and we used to get around each other, man. And I should be like, we used to like, yo, when we gonna work? I said, we can work right now. And after a while, they see how good I was. They just ask me, yo, I teach you the martial art. Why don't you teach him how to box like that? You know what I'm saying? But when I came home, it was an old timer named Don Turner. Remember when Holyfield beat Mike Tyson in the first fight? The dude that was in the corner was my trainer, Don Turner, old bad dude out of Chicago. And he had me, man. And when he first saw me, he said, where you learn this stuff? It's the first thing he asked me. He told me, he said, I want you to get up there and just show me what you got. I said, all right, I got up in that joint. He said, come here a second. He said, where you learn that stuff? He said, I never seen nothing like that. I said, prison, man. He said, you learned that in prison? He said, well, you're going to be spawning in about another hour. I said, all right. So when he said that, he thought the guy he brought in was postman. He had like 30, 40 fights, and you know what I'm saying? I had just signed a contract. I was about to turn. But when he seen the work I was putting on this kid, he was like, yo, man, have you ever thought about being a heavyweight champ? Like shit. Got all the tools. Fast, smart, tricky, seeing to move. But I allowed that. I had nobody in my life to say, yo, come on, man, you got that. Take me for life. I was take my life, man. Could get anything. I could have been anything in my life, man. I could have been a pro football player. I could have made so much. I let the streets just take that of me, man. I don't understand, man. I had nobody say, yo, come on. I didn't go to school to learn this. I learned this here, man, just by watching dudes. That's how good I was great. But I mean, I was really great. Couldn't nobody tell me, you couldn't, there ain't nobody on this planet could not have told me, man, that Mike Tyson would have had a face with me at my age 21 too. That's a fact. I was just that good. And every time I watch certain dudes, and dudes bring up certain names, you know, I shy back and be like, that's my money. All the money you got to get, man. It's my money, man. And I'm out the streets. I got my anger. To just take that away from me, put me in a situation where I thought was the only place to be. And now, many years later, what I did was just destroy myself. Well, as a kid, 9 years old, I've been to Warwick, Highland, Goshen Annex, Industry, Berkshire Farm Trial. As an adult, I went to Franklin, Altona, Walker, Greenhaven, Comstock, Sing Sing, Sullivan, Attica, Clinton, Southport. Every maximum security prison I've been to, at least 5 times a piece. That's why I said, you know, I ran across so much crime in there. So the way they treat people, they set you up, they put you in a box for 2 or 3 years, they don't feed you, they beat you up, kick you downstairs while you're handcuffed, and they make sure that your life is submissive, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one time I was in Wendy, 94, and this is police named David Wolf, I'll never forget him. I had just made the parole board. I had just come out the door, and they gave me a date. I walked down to the mess hall, came back, he said, you step to the side. And all the time this dude was doing, he was just beating up guys. He was a brolic white boy, beating guys up, and putting razors on them, saying they were trying to assault him, all that type of stuff. That's his whole alibi. He'd take the shaving razor, pop it open, tape it a little bit, tell you step up, beat you up, throw the razor on the ground so you had a razor. He was getting away with that. I walked out, went to the mess hall that night. When I came back, he said, you step to the side. I said, for what? He said, he speak to you. I said, all right. Now, mind you, I'm like, man, I'm on top. I'm big as I'm crazy, man. I'm on top of my game. I'm in the big boy league when it comes to size. You know what I'm saying? So, and he see that, but he had just seen me that Saturday. He spied on me that Saturday in the powerlifting contest. He seen the numbers I put up. He didn't like that because he was taking steroids and he's from Buffalo, but he was a big white boy. This white boy was big as hell, bro. And he didn't like that. And he thought that he can get away if I beat this guy here. But everybody know and everybody respect, I'm going to give it up. So I'm standing on the side like this here. I know his history. So he tell me, he said, you step on the side. I said, all right. So while they going inside, he's taking off his keys, putting them in the drawer and all that. And take the stick and put it in the drawer. Like it's a sure thing for him. He came to me, he said, your name Black? I said, you know my name. But I'm moving like this here, you know what I'm saying? I'm not giving him no, but when he threw a punch, I slipped the punch. I said, oh, this is how it is. So when I pumped at him, he stepped this way here, and I went towards the stairs. When I went towards the stairs, that's my mind. My whole mind just shut off like the camera. I didn't care about no parole board. I didn't care about dying. Once I stepped to that side, I said to myself, he can't get down. My job is not to let him get down the stairs. I didn't let him get down the stairs for like 15 minutes. I beat this guy almost crazy. They talked about that for like maybe like 9 or 10 years. I went to court. He was still in court. He was in court. And the lady said, I'm going to give you 6 years. I said, miss. I said, do you know who this guy is you prosecuting me for? She said, he's a correctional. I said, yeah. I said, we got a history of just jumping on convicts, doing what you want to do. Do you care anything about that, or you just sending people in to get jumped on by these punks? She said, look how you beat this guy. I said, so what? How many times he don't give this guy is taking steroids, coming in beating the guy? She gave me 5 years, but just show you that the type of game they play in the prison system, man. It's a whole. When you go upstate, it's totally different. It's a different world. Prison system up there is a different world. Your mother, your wife, your father, nobody have no say so in nothing that goes on in your life from here on out. I don't care who you are. That don't mean nothing in a white boy. People up there is some of the most vindictive, racist, slimiest people I ever met in my life, ever been around my life, man. I don't see them kill so many cats, man. Young boys that come through there, beat them to death, break their necks and all that type of stuff. That's the type of life that was killing cats coming up in there. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I tell a lot of kids, man, you could be tough, you could shoot down the whole block. But once those Timberlands turn to state boots and them Pele coats and all that stuff turn to all green, it's a different world. Yeah, I had to fight, but I didn't care that about fighting because I knew I didn't have nobody, so I didn't really, if they'd killed me, it didn't really make a difference. But I tell you what, everywhere I go from this day forward, if I was to ever go back, I would never have a problem with it. They knew when they came to deal with me. I've been hurt. I'm gonna get a twisted up. If I had my jaw broke, I'm gonna have my arm popped out and broke. You understand what I'm saying? I got my teeth kicked out, messing with the people up there. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to. I'm a fighter, man. You ain't gonna just do what you want to do to me. That's not even here today. You're not gonna do it. So when I'm in that situation where I know the odds is always against me, no, I'd rather for you to kill me before I let you take something from me or just beat me up. It ain't gonna happen. And when I walked out that prison, January 27, 2014, it was cold outside. But I ain't just, the taxi was right there. I made him wait about 10, 15 minutes. I experienced so much hatred. I experienced so much hatred towards people that when I walked out the prison door, I turned around and looked at the prison. About 10, 15 minutes. I stepped to the prison. The taxi guy was telling me to come. Looked at the prison. Before I got in the prison, I said, God, I said, if it's your will, I'm coming. And this is what I always believe. This is a fact. When I got shot 7 times, December 18th, 1998, I was supposed to die. But I know this much to be true. And it wasn't because of who I was. It wasn't because of who I could fight. I know God got a plan, man, for me. Plan for me. Just wait.